Well, hello. This is my July solo woodland wild camp. Usual arrangement, heading on out from the pub, had a quick turbo pint and heading out about 50-55 minutes to the location of my regular spot in the woods. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. The topic for this evening's chatter is bugs, beetles, flies and swarms of insects while you're wild camping. Oh, they can be grim sometimes, can't they? Out on the fells, in the woods, whatever. Do you kind of ignore? Do you endure? How do you cope? Let's have a chat about that in a few minutes once I've moved on and found my way into the woods. Well now, it is warm. I've left it a bit late really, coming out this evening. Quick turbo pint, as you probably saw at the beginning of the video, in the pub. Really quite brief, it's now getting quite late. So I'm going to stop here, chill off for a bit and talk to you about bugs, beetles and all sorts of creepy crawlies. Oh no! So let's have a chat. Yeah! Well, sometimes you just have to be prepared. Now, I don't need this evening, but I usually carry it in my other rucksack, not usually this one, in the waist strap. Don't need it this evening, and it's not very pleasant to use, but I have to say, if you need it, you need it. So I always carry it when I'm out and about during those kind of summer months. Let's take this off for a moment, so at least I can see you. There's no easy way of sort of covering this really. I think there are kind of three approaches to dealing with bugs, beetles, flies and all those glorious natural things. One is tolerating. Tolerating that when you're out and about in the wild, you're going to find bugs, beetles and flies. It's part of everyday life, isn't it really? And if you get too paranoid about it, you're just not going to go out. However, when things go on the overload and things get rather heavy in terms of flies, I'm thinking of flying ants, those pesky mozzies, or in Scotland the midges, then you need to be absolutely prepared. So let's talk about being prepared first of all. You've already seen my very attractive hairnet. Shall I put it on again? Here we go, watch. See, it's very attractive, isn't it? I've used this in desperation, only probably 2 or 3 times in the, 10 years I've had it. It's a standard little, it's a Technicals. I don't know whether you can still buy these from Technicals, but it's a standard little package you can buy. Lightweight, weighs nothing virtually, and it takes up no space. I carry it, and just sometimes Peak District, North Yorkshire, moors, anywhere up and down the Pennines, when there's not too much wind, certain times of year, kind of about now, really during the summertime, the flying ants, the flying swarms can just nag you to distraction, and all you want to do is hide in your tent with the fly done up. It can actually be very, very grim when you're trying to enjoy a lovely time out. I'm not expecting this evening any issues. There'll be a few flying buzzes about, I'm sure, later on, especially when I turn the light on. So being prepared. So yes, I just purchased, it's very cheap, Amazon thing, or your local store. I'm sure Millets and other blacks sort of stores do them as well. carry one in your bag if you're out and about, especially sort of in the evening time in those open wild places. Now there are other forms of protection that are less obvious than the mesh net. DEET is apparently supposed to be the key with sprays. Now this I've had for a couple of years. It's got a 50-50 mix of DEET. I'm not a biologist or scientist. I don't know what DEET even is, but I know it's supposed to deter flies. And this is a spray. I usually just put it on my neck, rub it in a little bit, and then just around, avoiding the eyes. I do suffer with kind of sore eyes, hay fever especially. So do not get it in your eyes, but I put it all around, a little bit on the hair, just to help sort of spread the smell and trying to deter the flies, around the ankles, around the wrists, and those key exposed areas. So protection, sort of factor number 2 is some sort of spray. I'm not recommending this, particularly this trek, but I think it's very important to get a high measure of DEET, and this is a factor 50. I don't know what that is. So talking about protection, apart from spraying something on, putting a hairnet on, a good other way of protecting yourself is I generally wear long sleeve tops. This is a single layer vest, long trousers. I generally wear summer, winter, long winter obviously, long sleeves. I don't like getting burnt, and it saves some of the sun cream issues. It obviously doesn't protect your face, but long sleeves certainly helps. I do get bitten on my hands if I'm not careful. So that's another form of protection. So that's kind of stage 1, protection. Stage 2 really is kind of what to do when you get bitten. There are various treatments you can do. I suffer with hay fever intermittently. Now at the moment, this month, I'm kind of doing okay if I don't rub too much. Eyes are okay, I'm not sneezing too much. But I do generally take one of these a day, Pyretes. There are other makes, of course. I'm not recommending Pyretes. There's Pyretes, Piriton, there's loads of other makes, of course. And I do find that if you get bitten by any kind of flies and things, and you're starting to come up in spots and lumps, which I do, making sure you've got some antihistamine does help reduce some of the effect of being bitten. Other ways of coping with being bitten, there are electronic little kind of zappy things I've seen on the market. There are different creams to put on as well. I find none of them work. I don't know whether it's my skin or the way I'm bitten. I find none of those work. Once I'm bitten, that's about the only thing. However, you will inevitably cringe or laugh at me when I say I quite often put little squares of electrical tape on the bite. Sticky plasters just don't do anything, but little squares of electrical tape, not very attractive, on the bite. Generally, whether it just because it keeps the air away or stops the rubbing, I don't know. And I usually carry electrical tape. I've tried plasters, just doesn't work. Electrical tape. There we are. A top tip from the Linleys channel: carry some electrical tape. So the kind of third thing really is, I suppose it's attitudinal. I talked about that at the beginning. Just being prepared to see and put up with those bugs, flies and creepy crawly things. Now I'm going to be in my my tent this evening. I've got a complete inner and the outer mesh I will do up, and once the light begins to go down, I put on my lamp inside my tent, which will generally tend to attract flies. I will leave my outer closed. If I pop out, when I pop out, I will turn the light out for the most part and open up out without the torchlight attracting flies. I also, in the tent area, generally keep sort of food bits, food waste, rubbish bag, up from the ground, because otherwise bugs and creepy crawly things, beetles and slugs and things, do will be attracted to, I don't know, smells and odours, and generally come in towards your tent. So it's not unusual to open up the inner and see in front of you some creepy crawly bugs or slugs creeping around your tent on the outside. It's part of life. They're not going to bite you. They're not going to do any harm, at least not in this country. It's just they don't, they don't inspire confidence, do they? So that's kind of it, really. Practical protection, what to do with a bite afterwards, and just kind of that, well, attitudinal, operational thing of just, well, it's part of life, really. And I don't let a few bugs and flies get in the way of me enjoying the great outdoors. That's it for now. Let's get to my campsite, see what it's like there, see if there are any flies, see how I cope with this evening, and hopefully I will just enjoy this solo woodland wild camp this evening. Thanks for following along. Here we go, there's a junction here. Turning right very soon, diving into the woods, and then, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to my little spot in the woods I've been to oh so many times so far. Back here again, what a lovely gorgeous spot. Well, usual arrangement, you know what I say. Bag off, tent up, hot chocolate on. I'll get back to you in a bit. What a beautiful place this is. Tent is up, all sorted. Chilling now. It's just beautiful here. I've been here lots of times, haven't I, over the very many months. Same place, same location, same way in, although I've got a way in there and I've got an alternative out the other way to a different road. But I usually come this way. Wouldn't quite say it's just like home, but there is that sense of, yeah, I know where I am. Rather than, yeah, I've been here before, blah, blah, blah. It's nice. Each season is different. A few months' time, it'll be autumn and then winter, and then things will change again. Obviously, well, stating the obvious, I'm going to get myself sorted. Let's have a quick look at what I got for dinner, keeping it really simple this evening. So yeah, keeping it easy. Just got a fire pot meal this evening. I had a bit of a lunch, and it's quite late. It's quite warm as well, quite muggy, so I don't fancy eating too much. This is chili con carne, one of these I've had before, relatively loads of time. As you may well know, I quite like adding a bit more sauce, just because I like a bit more goo, using that non-technical term. So that's my main. Not going to go for pudding. I've got a couple of nibbly bits I'll have, and maybe another hot chocolate later. Well, look at this. Now this, well, you're going to be surprised. A mate of mine gave me this a month or so back. I got a couple of these cans actually, and this is, well, whatever that is, it's a Himmelberg. I don't know what it is. No idea whether I'm going to like it. I've had a couple of pints at the pub. I thought this would do me just as a little end cap for the night, just to enjoy. Well, I say enjoy, hopefully I might do, but I'm going to try it. Thanks, Alan, for these couple of cans. I'm going to chill. I'll leave you be for a bit and check in with you probably just before turning the light out later, and then roll into the morning and catch you then. You know the usual routine. There's nothing new here this evening at this lovely little camp spot, so bear with and I'll catch you soon. Well, I have enjoyed my very basic meal. I've opened this a few minutes ago, had a couple of sips. I don't know what fruit it is. It's not grapefruit. I've got my glasses on, so it probably tells me on the tin. But it's refreshing, and actually in this, kind of summertime, well, the temperature's cooled off now, rather, but in this sort of heat, summertime heat, it is actually refreshing. I could have done with it being perhaps sort of iced cold. Well, cold anyway. It's not that cold, it's tepid. And it wouldn't be my go-to drink on an ordinary camp, but it makes a change. It is refreshing. I'm not going to diss it. Thank you, Alan, for giving me a few cans of these things. Am I going to convert? No, I don't think so. But it's nice to make a change. Cheers. I think I like this one better than some of the other ones I've had, because actually you can tell it's beer and not some sort of alcoholic, fruity something or other. It's actually got a beer flavour. Anyway, I'm going to probably watch a film now. It's quite late already, but I shall watch a film and then get back to you in a short time and finish my beer. Cheers. It's getting late. I watched the whole film. Time to turn this light out. I think I'll catch you in the morning. Night. Well, good morning all. It's a fine morning, I think. I haven't looked out yet. The temperature's rising. There's been sort of tweets and animal noises around and about, but I haven't been disturbed or anything. I do need to get a bit of a jiggle on now and get out, pack up and leave. I'll catch you in a few moments' time. What a beautiful morning it is. There is something special about opening the tent up and just looking out and thinking, oh yeah, this is where I am. Get things packed up and get on. It's early. It is early. Sun is up, but I do need to push on, get back to the car, bit of a walk and then a short drive home. So I shall be doing that imminently. Bit of tidying up. Hey, thank you for following along. It's been a good, quick monthly camp out here at my favourite spot in this wood. Nice, all packed up, leaving no trace, of course, apart from a little bit of dry ground there. It's beautiful here, haven't been disturbed, and oddly for this time of year, no bugs, beetles and creepy crawly things to talk about. A few little diddy things which I didn't bother filming, but yeah, no, pleasant. It is early, I suppose. I don't know if that particularly makes a difference. Might find some more on the way out past that lovely pond as well. I think I will leave it here for this time. Really appreciate you following along, catching up with the monthly updates and the topic this time of bugs, beetles and creepy crawly things. Hope you found some of that chitter chatter interesting from this lovely woodland here in an unnamed location. Thank you again for watching and bye for now.